Stand by. Take 3. Take 2. Take 1.
My name is Loluyole Tosin Omolaja, but on radio or on TV, I be simply Tosin. It's been a long journey, so I'll start from while I was in secondary school. I attended Alaba Lawson Royal College in Abeokuta, and then to some extent it was a big school. We had the opportunity to feature on a radio program, that's OGBC then, and I was one of the students who was giving a segment, a scientific kind of program sort of, and I handled the segments well. I mean, I loved being on radio then, and then from there I grew the interest of being a broadcast. I loved the profession, the broadcast profession, because watching NTA at home, it was always like the newscasters were performing magic. I didn't know about the teleprompter at that time, so I thought that newscasters were just reading from their heads, and they were so brilliant and all of that, and I wanted to be like that. My parents wanted me to study law, and it just didn't work out. So I got an admission into Ajayi Crowther University in 2006 to study mass communication, and I graduated 2010 as a certified journalist. Of course, I had my IT also in a media house, that's NTA Abeokuta. And then when it was time for me to serve my fatherland, I had my service year in NTA Agodi Ibadan, and then from there it started. Okay, while growing up, I enjoyed seeing Cyril Stober on NTA, and then one other lady, Mrs. Adeola, she worked at NTA Abeokuta then. I can't remember her surname, but they were so adorable, and then they were just so sweet on air, and I'll be like, oh, I want to be like this person. I want to cast news someday, and now it's happening. Yes, I have mentors. The ones that I have met and the ones I haven't met. My number one mentor is Cyril Stober. I told you that I grew up, watching him cast the news, and it was really, really a good time, growing up. And then on the job, Opeyemi Orimolade, she's wonderful. Lani Stephens, I love him so much. He's being the best, always putting me on my toes. You don't just have to rest, you have to be the best all the time. Those people are wonderful. Starting off as a broadcaster, the challenge I faced was pronunciation. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not that I do not know how to speak English or I do not pronounce words well, but that in the broadcast industry we have a particular kind of pronunciation. That's why, because we speak British English, because we were colonized by the British, and so we have to stick. That is what I was taught, so we have to stick with the British pronunciation, and it was really really hard, when you are used to something all the days of your life, and then you need to change, you need to learn how to pronounce words well. I remember my first encounter. I came to the BCOS, and then I was asked where I stay, and I said, boldly, I stay at Challenge. And then Olubumilabi was like, you don't stay at Challenge, it's a challenge. I'm like, what is this auntie saying? I don't get it. Challenge is challenge now. She said, no, it means that you have to get a Daniel Jones dictionary. It would help you, guide you through your pronunciation, and that was it for me. I loved reading the Daniel Jones. It has a CD. I loved listening to pronunciation, and then at the beginning it was a challenge, like I said, but now I think I'm fully settled. Now, secondly, what I see as a challenge for me is the fact that people get to know you because of the kind of work you do as a broadcaster. People see you on TV, people hear you on radio, and so when they see you and they hear you on radio, they expect to see a perfect, being, an angel. But for somebody like me, I like food. I cannot eat corn on the road, agbado. I can't just do that on the road carelessly, and then I would want to be cautious of people around me. And I noticed that sometimes I don't even know that people know me, and I'm just the regular girl on the street, and then someone walks up to me to say, I see you on TV, and I'm like, oh, am I looking nice? Am I dressed well? But really, I'm not bothered. But you see the eating part, I cannot just eat corn on the road like that. I'm just carefree. I can't do that because of the kind of job I do. That's the second challenge I feel that it's pertaining to me that I go through. I was having an interview with an ambassador. He is well known in Ibadan, and then after the interview segment, he looked at me and said, whoever tutored you did it right, and of course you learned well. He said he liked the way I threw questions at him, follow-up questions, and then it was just perfect. He expected to see a presenter who has been giving a script or a line of questions and just talk to the questions, like question number 1, what is your name? Question number 2, where do you come from? But then I dazed him, and I was really happy to hear such a comment from such a man. Okay, you see that part? My ideal weekend. Okay, maybe I should just tell you the kind of person I am. When I'm behind the mic or in front of the camera, I'm this, I don't want to use, but that's the word to describe. I'm this crazy, happy, energetic girl who just wants to do what she loves to do best. But outside work, I am playful, yes, but relaxed, reserved, and I like to be in my zone. I'm not the outgoing type. So my regular kind of weekend, be sure that I'll cook delicious meals. I will eat and then do what? Sleep. That's the sweetest thing ever that can happen. And of course I listen to music, so that makes my weekend. I love music, whether Nigerian, whether foreign, whether South African, whether Zimbabwean, whether, I love music. Hey, Daddy. Now only you could be my lover. Amen. From January to December. Amen. That's a big one. In Nigeria, I feel that it's in two parts. As we all know that life is in two parts as well, the good and the bad. So you have the ones that are credible, are true, and truly appreciate those they want to appreciate or those they want to recognize. and we have the ones that are all out for the money. We know them. That's all I can say. The good and the bad.
Tosin Omolaja.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Alright, so since then, has anything changed?
No. Mbanu. Nothing has changed. I am still the Tosin that people know. I'm still the playful girl. I'm still the happy girl. Even in the face of pain and sorrow, I am still the happy person when you see me. You see Nigerian movies, we are getting there, and I'm loving what I'm seeing recently. But you see some and you wonder, were the producers sleeping? Were they not present on set? But like I said, we are getting there. Rome wasn't built in a day. So I watch both Nigerian Hollywood and Nollywood, and of course Bollywood. That's big. That's huge. Would I date a fan? Well, it depends on the kind of dating. If it is the dating that will lead to something serious, why not? But dating for, well, anyway, date is date, yeah. Well, I don't want to say no, because we don't. Anything can happen. I don't want to say no, so it's possible that I date a fan if we have the connection. It's possible. I want people to always remember that Tosin likes to say or tell the truth, and she stands for justice. So that's what I would want people to remember me for. Always listening to my rants on radio and my jokes on television, and always, just accepting me the way I am.